Hello and welcome to my clip on Dustin Johnson. You know, I'm not in the habit of just doing little clips because of whatever's happening recently or that it's the biggest, newest, greatest thing. My want is always to have you leaving a clip learning something. And if you couldn't learn something from what I'm about to say, I probably wouldn't do it. Dustin Johnson has got a really unique motion. What I want to do is show you the uniqueness of his motion and why it works, why it's good, why you might want to copy it, why you might not want to copy it, but there's got to be something in it for you. Without question, the biggest unique thing about Dustin Johnson is how he's got his left wrist arched at the top of his backswing. It certainly helps him. See, here's the deal in golf. If you want to hit the golf ball far, you need to learn to maintain lag pressure as you go through the golf ball. The big difference in the way that I just said it is this. Everybody in the world creates lag pressure at the top of their backswing to some degree or another. The real key thing is learning how to retain it as you go through the golf ball. Well, what Dustin Johnson has done on purpose, by design, by accident, by fluke, by fate, whatever, he has learned to arch his left wrist at the top of his backswing. Lee Trevino did it. It's been done in the past, but Dustin is kind of really making it his signature motion. It allows him to, through the golf ball, have his hands a long way ahead of the head of the golf club. Without the arch, he could still do it, but it wouldn't be as much. I can recommend it is if you're trying to do it to learn to hit the golf ball further. However, I would suggest it takes a while to get good at it, and it's not easy to get good at, and it would take a while to do it. However, there's something else about it that I really want to stress. Too much in golf, things are written about the motion that the human eye sees, and then it is suggested that it happens because the golfer tries to do it. In retaining Dustin's lag pressure, he looks long and low through the golf ball. Somebody's going to come along and say, Dustin Johnson, best player at the moment, stays down when he hits a golf ball. Well, let me say this to you. If you arched your left wrist and kept it that way through the golf ball, you would stay down too. So it's like cause and effect. Here's the lesson within the lesson that if you really caught on to that, I just made the golf swing easier. Because there's certain motions that you can make as a golfer that cause all the rest to happen. If that's not the case, then we're sitting there saying that he does this with the right shoulder, he does this with his left shoulder, he does this with his left knee, does that with his right foot. And even if you're not the world's best scientist or golfer, you recognize that a human being can't sit there and think of all this stuff and then have it happen in the time frame of which it's happening. Cause and effect. I'm going to say it a different way. The pivot is extremely important in the golf swing. The way the body moves is extremely important in the golf swing. The way your weight pressure changes is extremely important in the golf swing. If you retain your lag pressure through the golf ball, everything you see happens because I retained. If I snap my wrists or let go of my ankles, this doesn't happen. And then somebody says to me, to you, you didn't get your weight pressure through the golf ball. Whereas if they would have said, you know, if you allow yourself to retain your lag pressure, everything will move through the golf ball as it's supposed to because of this. That's one little incident that I hope sparks something in your mind to go, wow, if that's the case, therefore maybe this is the case. So if I'm striking down on a golf ball and retaining my lag pressure, you will see me stay down through the golf ball. If you have been told, or if you're struggling with staying down, it can't be because you don't have the ability to stay down, can it? I mean, seriously. If you're trying to hit up on the golf ball, how do you stay down? If you're letting go of your lag pressure, of course the body's going to raise up. In 1985, when I saw Tom Tomasello, I now know that I wish I had the ability to ask him the questions at that moment that would have helped me accelerate my learning curve. What I want for you is the ability to know what questions to ask so that you can go to the practice tee and work on something that's real as opposed to working on something that you think you see. So for this clip, please, I want you to go to my website for sure. But learn everything you can about retaining lag pressure, not creating it. Start in your mind to see how there's a correlation between something I do and everything else that has to happen. There's no way in heck that I'm trying to do all those things people are saying. There has to be one common thing that causes so many other things to happen. So that's what you're going to start to see. So hopefully I raised the correct questions in your mind that when you start watching golf from now on, you're going to see it different than you've ever seen it before. It's all cause and effect. It's not effect. It's all cause and effect. If you strike the golf ball downwards and retain your lag pressure, all this stuff happens for free. At least for this clip, I hope I started to give you a different way of looking at what is happening during the golf swing. Thanks.